Right guys, I'd actually meant to make a video on this for some time now, but I never got round to it, so here it is. The government locking down the country like it has, ruining the economy, jobs and people's lives is not on and should not be allowed. I've said it 100 times, they literally have no mandate to do what they are currently doing. Their mandate is to run the country for the next generation as the custodians that they are. They have never had a mandate to save our lives for authoritarian rules or anything like that, and they never will. Now it would seem on that basis that someone has decided to put in a legal challenge against the UK government and its lockdown. This case has been going on for quite a while now and I have been following it. It has reached the appeal stage, despite of course the High Court trying to throw it out. Now the appeal itself was due to be heard on the 23rd of September, but apparently one of the government lawyers took a holiday, so it had to be delayed until the 28th of October, which I have to say is rather convenient given the Coronavirus Act of 2020 was renewed just the other day, literally a week after this court case was due. But it doesn't matter, the appeal will go through and it will be heard. Now it also appears on the 1st of October they filed an injunction in collaboration with a couple of businesses against the government's lockdown that has of course affected their entire industry and threatens to put them out of business, much like many others have been already. So when you add that injunction to the appeal that they are getting and what the Lord Justice said who allowed the appeal, we might actually have a chance of taking the government to task on this. Of course it's only a small one, but we will take anything right now. Here you can see the crowd justice page that was set up by Simon Dolan, a UK entrepreneur who is fed up with increasing government control being exerted, as it says down there. He is giving people the option to join the legal challenge to the UK government's lockdown, which has 20 days to go and has already raised £319,716 out of a stretch target of £375,000 from 10,780 pledges, so plenty of people have put money in, including myself. Now we'll read a little bit about the case. We won't go through everything because there's like 20 updates. I will link it down below for you guys to have a look at and donate if you want to. It says, "My name is Simon and together with a few other like-minded souls we are launching a legal challenge against the UK government lockdown. We believe that the government has acted illegally and disproportionately over the COVID-19 lockdown and we are taking action. By forcing people to stay at home and forcing businesses to close, they are, we believe, in contravention of basic human rights offered under English law, that of the right to enjoy your property peacefully. And never mind that, by making you stay at home and saying who can and can't come round your house, they are actually affecting your right to family life, which even a criminal gets. So essentially, they are treating the entire country like a bunch of criminals, worse than a bunch of criminals it would seem. People in prison are given visiting rights because they have a human right to family life. It continues, the lockdown has and will lead to devastating economic impact, massive unemployment, tax increases, closure of business, reduced tax receipts, etc. It has and will lead to far more deaths from suicide, undiagnosed conditions, untreated conditions, indeed far more than would have been potentially saved by the lockdown, which if I remember correctly is beyond doubt at this point. We've already had plenty of figures out suggesting the death toll from the lockdown is going to be a hell of a lot more than from the virus itself. What we wish to achieve in bringing this case is simply the freedom of individuals, the freedom to visit friends, freedom to earn a living, to socialise, in essence the freedom of choice that of course includes the freedom to stay inside should you choose, which is obviously the way it should have been anyway, and a libertarian like Boris claimed to be would have done it that way. But no, he's a cuck to the scientists that control him. And obviously down there they go into how much they are raising and why, but all of this is relatively old information now as they've sent a hell of a lot of letters, but they're planning to raise a lot of money so they can take the government to task on this. And I actually hope they succeed. A judicial review is something that is sorely needed. So guys, like I said, I will link this page down below so you can read the rest of it and go through everything that has actually happened. I ain't got time to do that in this video. It will just be walls and walls of text that I will have to read. But if you want to support it either by donating or sharing it around, then the link will be down in the description and I will stick it down as a pinned comment also. This might be the only video I make today as I've got some things to do, but I might do a live stream later as I plan to play some Microsoft Flight Sim. So if you own a PC and you can install it, stick it on there and you can actually join up with me and fly around the UK, which is what I plan to do. Last month was a relatively long month, so I'm just going to chill out tonight and have a little go on that. You guys are, as I said, welcome to join me.
There is a pattern consistent throughout history of oppressed people turning on the oppressors. Slaves against their owners, the peasantry against the feudal barons, colonies, Mr. Verhofstadt, against their empires. And that is why Britain is leaving. And it doesn't matter which language you use, we are going and we are glad to be going. We're off.